Welcome to this video and some backup documentation on flashcards, using flashcards to improve your recall, to help you remember your new vocabulary, and to be able to apply that vocabulary in life in general, especially at work, for your growing your career or traveling, to be able to communicate almost anywhere in the world with the English you're learning. Learning stuff is hard work. And the problem is that you study and study, and a lot of the information that you study, you just simply don't recall. And you have to go back and review and review and review to do so, to make sure that you can memorize things. Well, this is a tool. It's not a new idea. It's not a new concept. The way that I've developed it and that I'm presenting it to you is different, novel. But at the end of the day, the whole objective is for you to be able to improve your use of put your studies of vocabulary, English vocabulary, to good use. So there's something here, a document I'd like to share with you, just to show you what it is that you remember. This thing has become one of the biggest problems in our lives and one of our greatest tools. It's great, and like all things, it has its good side and its bad side. Now, many of my students said, "Oh no, we've got a wonderful app for flashcards." Okay, great. I know there are lots of fantastic apps out there, but at the end of the day, the app's not really that interactive. I'm going to show you a method now, the system that I've developed, because to generate all of that recall that you've just seen in the document, how to get those different elements to work, they don't all apply to apps. There's nothing physical about the app. It's very passive. You look at it and you look at it and you think, yeah, okay, there's nothing actively involved. And when you're not actively involved in learning something, it's very difficult to do it. It's like learning to swim, watching YouTube videos, or on your app, of course, or on your mobile. You've got to get in the water and do it. That's how you learn to swim. Yeah, you can watch the videos. They'll tell you about style and breathing and all that good stuff. But until you actually do it, you're not going to remember how to swim and how to learn how to swim. So we are here effectively learning how to speak English and how to swim in that sea, because English is not an easy language. It's really not. It's a wonderful language. It's a beautiful language. You can say things, you can express things so clearly, and it's just lovely. It comes alive when you know it. And the idea of this exercise and what you've been doing now is to help you get to that point where you're actually able to do this. So use an app if you really have to, but please watch the video, read the notes I'm giving you, try what I'm suggesting, and if you feel that an app is going to give you more satisfaction, or the process I'm suggesting to you works better, do what's good for you. At the end of the day, you are the one who's learning. You're the one who holds your future in your own hand. Do what you wish with it. Okay, so I'm giving you my advice. I'll give you my directions. If you don't choose to take it or not, it's entirely up to you, because that's your life. Okay, right. So let's move forward. So, okay, we all know what a business card is. For example, that's a business card. Okay, it's one of my business cards, old one. People exchange these as they go around the world. But what I'm suggesting to you is that you go along to the people that print business cards and buy 300 or 500 blank business cards. In other words, no printing at all. And they can give them to you while you wait. It's cheap. I mean, all you're doing is buying small pieces of cardboard, but please don't try using bits of paper or cutting them out with scissors. You stick-it notes and all this. It's really, there's a reason why I say business cards, because you're going to use these cards over and over and over again. Pieces of paper get sticky, they get coffee spilt on them, they tear, they don't work well, they don't really work as well as cards. So my recommendation, get some business cards. In the document, I give you the exact size specifications, the weight of the paper, and so on, for those who need that sort of information. But that's there in case you need it. All right. Okay, so what the idea is that you take your card, and on one side of the card, you write your new word that you need to remember. So here we're taking the word accurate. Okay, accurate. What does accurate mean? Well, let's say you don't know what the meaning of the word is, and so you write the meaning of the word from accurate there. You write the meaning on the back of the card. Yeah, it's exactly correct. That's accurate. Okay, that's what the word means. And you do that. Now, what's very important here is I recommend that we use 30 cards, 30 cards at a time, and you put them into a batch. Okay, there's your batch of cards. So I got that one the wrong way around. There's your batch of cards. You've got 30 cards in the pack. Okay, there they all are. There's 30 cards here, all with the different words on that you want to remember. On the one side of the card is the original, the new word. The back of the card is the meaning of that word. So what we do, you take your pack of cards, you look at the first one and you say, what does that word mean? Now, please, when you give if possible, it's not always possible, always speak out loud when you do these exercises, because it has an additional benefit to you that your tongue, your lips, your throat get used to saying the words. It all adds to the recall process. So if you say the words, they start coming alive. Okay, right, good. So you've got that. You go to the first word and you say, what is the meaning of that word? And you look it up. You turn it over, look it up. You got it exactly correct. Yes, you got it right. Okay, so you take that card and you put it on one side because you've now got it correct. Now, let's say you got the card wrong. Then what you do is you put it underneath the pack from the top. You put it underneath and you answer the next word. And you get that right, you take it one side, and so you keep going until eventually the card that you got wrong comes back to the top, because it must do. Okay, comes back to the top. You check it again. Did I get it right this time? You put it one side. Very simple process. You keep going with this until you've run out of cards. In other words, on your known pile, the cards where you know the words, all 30 cards are there. So what you've learned so far is if you hear the word or if you read the word, you know what it means. Okay, great. That's the first part of the exercise. Now, the interesting part, flip the cards over. And now you're going to do the same exercise again. And this time, your cards are going to say, have the meanings on top. And what you're going to say, exactly correct. What is the right word to describe exactly correct? Pumpernickel. No. All right, so the card goes to the bottom and you keep going through. When it comes to the top, you say, the word is accurate. Right, got it. Same process. You get the cards right, you put them on one side. When you get them wrong, they go underneath so that you answer them again. You get them wrong again, they go back underneath. And by the time you're finished, you now know how to find the word to say what you want to say. I want to say something's extremely correct. I would say, it's accurate. That's it. Good. Excellent. Right. So we've now learned two stages. First, to recognize the word, and to when you see it or hear it, you recognize the word, you know what it means. Now, when you are talking to somebody on the phone, when you're writing an email, whatever it might be, you know how to find the right word you're looking for. Okay, good. Now, finished. We've done this now, okay? And remember, this is 30 cards at a time. So what we're going to do now is you take the first 3 cards off the pile, whatever they are. Okay, we're going back to the original word now. You take 3 words off the top of the pile and you make one sentence using those 3 words. Simple, huh? No, it's not. Remember, you didn't know those words, and now you've learned them. Now you have to really know the meanings of those words to be able to make a sentence with them with two other equally difficult new words. So you're now going to write those 3 words into one sentence. You're working through your pack of 30 cards, 3 words, 10 sentences. Great. Mix the cards up and do it again. Mix the cards up and do it a 3rd time. So now each word that you've learned, the original words, you've now used with 2 other words twice. So you've used it with 4 other words to make sentences. Difficult. But learning, because you are having to use those words to get what the message across that you want to do to make that sentence correct. Okay, great. Excellent. You've now finished your 30 cards for the 3rd time. And now the fun part of the exercise. You're going to take 3 cards, Monday to Friday for 2 weeks. 10 days, 3 cards, 30 cards. Hence a batch of 30, 30, 30 we keep coming back to. In the course of the day, you've got those 3 cards. When you're talking to somebody, when you're writing an email, when you're filling in a report, you have to use those 3 words. You have to work them into the communication, into the phone call. You have to use those 3 words. And that, like you walking past the canteen and you see some guy stuffing a hamburger into his face, and you look at your friend and you say, look at him, he's eating like a carnivore. And then you smile and say, yes, great, I got one of them. And your friend might say, he's a little bit crazy, you know, what's so special about that? But you've got the word. And now you're learning, and that's the fun part of the exercise. Now, while all this is going on, you are learning new vocabulary all the time. Start writing your 2nd batch. When you've got 30 cards together, clip them together, start writing your 3rd batch. I said to you, by 300 to 500, 600 cards, you're going to use them. Because think of it this way. You are adding those words to your vocabulary, tip-top words, beautiful new words that are new to you, and that will enrich your language and make you feel so much better. And so that's the end of the instructions. You've got a written PDF that goes with this, which repeats everything that I've said, so you can study at your leisure. And please do the exercises. Believe me, this really, really works. Thank you, and good luck. Cheers. Bye-bye.